Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player.
Good morning, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for Wednesday, the 21st of March, 2018, and right now we're about 9:17 a.m. Central Daylight Time. If you take a look, the stock indices in the toilet at this point, still continued selling in them. Dollar down a little bit, and I'll get into that in a moment. And the metal markets get a bounce as the dollar drops. The market that is not bouncing is the copper, and you've got to keep your eye on that. Copper gives you an idea about how the world production is going, not the U.S., world production. And if this market starts fearing a trade war, which it is, it's down to 303, not 323, down to 303, problems abroad. Now, if you're taking a look at the markets here, we have the FOMC meeting today. We don't know what's going to be other than it's pretty much a slam dunk. We're going to get a quarter-point hike. Where the big question is what is the dot plot going to look like? Are they still on track for 3 hikes this year or possibly 4? I said yesterday on Sky Business that if we get into a full-blown trade war, the Fed stops cold in its tracks. Forget the 3. It stops cold. I'm not saying you're going into a trade war. The threat of one is there. A great thing happened last night, and the Canadian dollar showing you up 52 points. The Mexican peso jumped. Last night, after 8 p.m., I don't know where the news broke. I was watching this market, and I'm going, gee, starting to move up. Well, as it turns out, in Canada, both in the Globe and the Mail newspapers, they said that the U.S. has dropped its demand, that 50% of the components of the cars built in Canada and Mexico have to be U.S., and then if they were comprised here, it's even a higher percentage. I don't have all the details, and it's only in those newspapers, so I'll get more on that for you. But where there's that much smoke, bang, you had the fire. That was one of the major contention points. There are others, but that is a breakthrough any way you want to look at it. So that put those currencies up, the dollar down a little bit, even though you're looking for higher rates. That lower dollar probably giving a bid to some of the metals. We then step over here and we see that we've still got corn under pressure. It's down, it's up a half. It's back and forth all morning. Down 3 cents in the wheat, getting a little bit of a bid here in the soybeans. Remember, in the soybean market, we still have the Argentine situation we don't know too much about. In the wheat market, the problem is you've gotten moisture and you're getting apparently more moisture coming in. As that comes in, that's what's curtailing that. All of a sudden, you're at $64 in crude oil. Think Iran, think the situation's there, think that we're getting closer into the time frame where the president's going to tell us, is the U.S. staying in this treaty deal or not? So the market has built in a bit of a premium, I think, there. The driving season, getting gasoline prices. Natural gas, you got another nor'easter, and that certainly is probably a little bit friendly here. And as you look at the bonds and the notes, what can you say in front of an FOMC meeting with the first press conference today going to be by Chairman Powell? The news of the day, FOM conference, as I said, federal office, by the way, a lot of Fed offices in Washington shut down today because of the nor'easter. The U.S. fourth quarter for 2017 account deficit, $128.2 billion. It was expected $125.1, not a good figure. Third quarter revised higher, 101.5 from 100.6. As I said, the Canadian dollar, Mexican reached higher levels because of a possible breakthrough in NAFTA. And the National Association of Realtors, home sales up 3%. They expected up 0.4, 554 million units annualized. They expected 5.4. So we're getting a bounce. That's the important thing. And maybe that was just the depths of winter, and we'll see what's going to happen in the U.S. markets from here, and that's what I think you look at. I'm going to cover in detail the Fed today, NAFTA, what's going on and all that in my research. So if you haven't had my research, let me explain how it works. I've added a new category. You can get just the commentaries for $200 a year. It's twice a day, Monday through Thursday, twice a day minimum. If I have special updates, you'll get those too in my reports. Sunday night it begins, Friday it ends at midday with one update there. In addition to that, you can always get my research, the exact wording, with my trade recommendations. That runs $60 a month. You can either get that, if you have an account with us, by the way, that goes down to $40 a month. That includes the morning videos. That's going to include the oral updates. And the difference between the two, you certainly don't need the morning review video if you don't want my trade recommendations. That's really the difference. So we've got a lot of people getting both of those. How do you get them? Either call my staff direct. You can go to our website at www.iraepstein.com. You can click up here if you're watching me on YouTube, by the way, and that'll take you right to the page, our cover page, where you can just sign up for a free trial, or go to Ira's research on our website. It's right there. It explains how it works, and away you go. And underneath us on many websites says, click here for Ira's free information. There'll be a lot to talk about this afternoon. I want you to keep up with these markets. I promise, volatility. Have a good day.